It's a second yellow for Van Bommel. And now the points are safe, no question. Bayern triumphed last week with 10 men. Dortmund scored twice in the last 5 minutes to beat Leverkusen. It's a cup final rehearsal. It's Doll against Hitzfeld. And good afternoon, welcome to the Allianz Arena in Munich. It's the giants of the German football, Bayern Munich against Bourissia Dortmund. And I'm joined by the former Mainz midfield player, Neil Murray. Neil, Bayern, after a very good escape in midweek in Europe and a big cup final next week, changed the team this week. What's the approach?
I think the approach will be as normal, to try and win the game, but I think Hitzfeld's been clever. He's brought in some players who you could argue been on the fringes, such as Otto. Sanyol hasn't played much. Van Boyten have a point to prove that he's good enough to retain a starting position, and I think by cleverly introducing those type of players, then perhaps he can get a reaction from those players that can lift the team.
Let's just confirm the two lineups here. Bayern have made these changes. Lucio is rested, he's on the bench. Ribéry is unfit, he's left out. Klose also left out of the squad altogether. And Mark Van Bommel, of course, is suspended. In come Andreas Otto, Lucas Podolski, and there's a rare start for Daniel Van Boyten and for Willy Sanyol. Dortmund made 3 changes on the side, which was successful last week against Leverkusen. Out go Rukavina, Kovac and Federico. In come Philipp Degen, Christian Burns and Alexander Frey, who opened his account for the season in that match last week. Well, there's Frank Ribéry sitting looking on. He'll be a key man for next week's cup final, that's for sure, and he'll provide something extra. And Paul Breitner too, taking his place in the VIP seats, looking very relaxed indeed. So a huge crowd as ever for a Bayern Munich home match. They're undefeated, of course, in the league this season. 14 matches, 9 wins and 5 draws, and looking to maintain that record against Dortmund. They have the chance to go 10 points clear at the top of the Bundesliga if they can win this match this afternoon. And for Dortmund, it really is something of a dress rehearsal for next week, because they have no real relegation worries anymore, Neil.
Yeah, they're in mid-table safety, but Borussia Dortmund, they'll consider themselves a big club in Germany. It's a tough game against Bayern Munich. They are big rivals. And there are players in the Dortmund side who have also got a point to prove to Thomas Doll. They're worthy of a place in the starting lineup and for next season, and they will be proving themselves to be in the starting lineup for next week's game against Bayern Munich.
Well, let's take a look back at last week's action. Both sides went behind in their games last week. Bayern Munich and Dortmund were losing at the start of each match, but both came back to win, which was quite incredible, especially for Bayern Munich, with just 10 men after the foolish red card sent off Mark Van Bommel. So there's Christian Burns back in the side for Dortmund with Oliver Kahn in goal. For Bayern Munich too, they went 120 minutes against Getafe in Spain on Thursday evening and scored twice in the last 5 minutes to qualify for the semi-final of the UEFA Cup, but it must have taken a great deal out of them.
Yeah, I think it will have taken a great deal out of certain players. I think there are other players who will be fit enough to cope. But I think also when you're winning games, then perhaps there's not the same tiredness as if you were losing games. And they have freshened up the side a little bit, Bayern bringing in 3 or 4 new players. And being a home game, they'll have that home support lifting them.
Well, Daniel Van Boyten, who has attracted interest from many clubs because he hasn't been featuring too much here, but he's made his intentions clear. He wants to stay in this Bayern squad for next season. Lucas Podolski has only scored once in the league this season, and he gets his chance here in place of Miroslav Klose, the partner Luca Toni. Willy Sanyol, very experienced full-back. He also is in demand for other clubs, but again, it must be a huge thought to leave a club like Bayern Munich if you don't have to. There's Luca Toni, who came here from Fiorentina, whom they could face in the UEFA Cup final, depending on semi-final results, playing against his former club in that competition. If Bayern can triumph against Zenit St. Petersburg and Fiorentina can overcome Rangers. So marvellous atmosphere as ever inside the Allianz Arena at the start of the match as Petric gets up to set up Alexander Frey. Turned back by Klinger, and they won't get to the pass across field. There's Thomas Doll, who has been in direct opposition with Hitzfeld on 4 occasions, 3 times as a player, once as a coach, and he has never managed to win. 0-0 draw. The best he's done that was at the early part of this season in October in Dortmund. So here's Philippe Lam, Thomas Doll putting a bit of pressure. The cup final next week may be very important to him because having taken over last season in Dortmund after struggling a little bit at Hamburg, hasn't quite had the effect I'm sure Dortmund hoped. Ottmar Hitzfeld though going for his 7th Bundesliga title, only one behind the legendary Ernst Happel, who managed to win 8 times. So he's certainly a legend himself, Hitzfeld, now taking over the Swiss national team next season.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a job he'll relish. He's proved all he can prove at club level, club football. Being a national team trainer is a new challenge.
Target again is Luca Toni. The challenge came in from Max Julius Hummels, who's playing centre-back for Dortmund. He's on loan from Bayern Munich. He goes back to Munich next season, the 19-year-old centre-back for Dortmund.
Yeah, I think it's great experience for Hummels. He'll show a desire to be a professional player, to play for Borussia Dortmund today. They could have a big future ahead of him if he progresses as Bayern plan.
He certainly forced his way into that Dortmund side. He's a fixture there now. Here's Tinga. Held up by Zeraberto. Now Podolski coming deep. Supported by Lel on his outside. Look at Tony with a set-up play. That's great football from Bayern! And Podolski gives them the lead. The 3rd minute of the match. It's the perfect start for Bayern.
Yeah, as we said, it's absolutely magnificent football from Bayern Munich. They're very aggressive in the midfield area to win the ball back, and this is textbook stuff. Sharp ball up to Luca Toni, great layoff, one-touch finish into the far corner. The goalkeeper has absolutely no chance. Excellent technique to whip the ball into the back post.
Well, begs the question, why does Podolski not score more often? That was top-class finishing from an outstanding player. Up to Marcus Merck there, the referee had a quiet word of congratulations too for Podolski. Well, what a start to the game. What a real face of that is for Dortmund. So back it goes from Hummels to Ziegler. Well, truly outstanding play that was from Bayern. And the crowd responding, just as you might expect. Terrific reaction to that. Superb piece of play. Turned away there by Van Boyten for the throw to Dortmund. This is Philip Degen, the Swiss international fullback. We'll go under the Hitzfeld influence international term shortly. So too will Alexander Frey, chasing that to the corner flag in vain. Nelson Valdez partnering Mladen Petric and Alexander Frey in attack. Here's the goal again. Absolutely superb play.
That's fantastic. Each pass, Lel's pass to Tony, the layoff, and the finish, the technique and the finish was absolutely magnificent.
Well, the cushioned layoff from Luca Toni showed another dimension to his play. Now Degen, good athlete, taking on Otto. Set scrunching there by Demichelis.
Yeah, I think you could argue Demichelis has probably been Bayern's best player this season. So consistent, very tough player. This is Tony, challenged strongly by Hummels, who's penalised for his foot up there in that challenge. Well, a young man who really can't lose in this match. He's against his parent club and determined to make a big impression, to challenge Lucio and Demichelis for the starting position next season. Billy Sagnol starting the match wide on the right-hand side of midfield. A very strange selection that, to have Lel retaining the right-back spot and Sagnol playing ahead of him. Schweinsteiger wide on the left-hand side of midfield 4, with Otto and Zeraberto in the middle. All breaks down there. A chance here now for Frey, taken from behind brilliantly by the challenge from Otto.
Very good play again from Bayern Munich. They have started this match at a real pace, and here's Luca Toni. Crowded on the end. Good work there by Bernd Sandegen. He closed in from right back to help out. Well, no sign of any hangover from Bayern Munich after that trip to Getafe. Of course, the difference was they finished up winning.
Yeah, it makes such a big difference to win the game. Through to the semi-final of the UEFA Cup gives the club a lift. And of course, having the next game at home also gives the club a lift.
Closer looks on. He's had a very difficult season. Scored twice in 19 Bundesliga matches all night. 10 in all he has for. Well, started very promisingly alongside Luca Toni, but suddenly all went south for him. Heavy chance from behind there on Podolski by Hummels. Real determination shown there by the 19-year-old. Thomas Dahl not happy at all about that decision. Steiger. Well, met in the end by a very strong tackle from Hummels, who took a knock in the process. Good driving run that from Schweinsteiger.
Yeah, it was a good driving run by Schweinsteiger, but also good challenge by Hummels. Had to be alert to make a challenge. Otherwise, Schweinsteiger was one-on-one with Ziegler, the goalkeeper.
Well, he's had an inconsistent season, Schweinsteiger. Capable of great things, but many a match he's played in, he's been rather anonymous.
Yeah, I don't think he does enough in the majority of games he plays. Can make deliveries from corners and free kicks, but hasn't really been involved as much in the games as normal.
Oh, it's brilliant play again from Bayern. Here's Philipp Lahm, who started it all. And there's number 2, scored by Roberto. It's sheer brilliance from Bayern. Luca Toni again at the heart of it all in the set-up play. Frank Ribery's talent's not required this afternoon.
Yeah,
great play by Philipp Lahm.
Fantastic play. All Bayern players are on the move, moving the ball quickly, sharply. Roberto bursts into the box. It's a great finish on his left foot, but you've got to credit the midfield run into the box, helping his strikers. It's one-touch finish. It's absolutely fantastic.
What a start from Bayern Munich. Wow, the celebrations in the stands. It's no wonder. Well, Luca Toni once again playing a telling pass at a key moment. Wow, this looks fantastic play from Bayern Munich, and such an incredible start to the match. 2 goals in 8 minutes. Podolski now to Schweinsteiger. It was brilliant play also by Philipp Lahm and the set-up of the goal.
Yeah, all Bayern players look sharp, they're on the move, they're passing the ball quickly. Just look very slick at this moment in time. No hangover from Thursday night's exploits at all.
Well, a real misfortune too in defence for Christian Barnes, who was totally deceived by the fact that Toni failed to make contact with the cross and allowed that to go straight through to Roberto. Well, what a great finish by Roberto. Goal number 5 of the season for him. Yeah, still in play. That's good play by Fry. Now, can Dortmund respond? Terrific tackle by De Michelis. This is Otto. Picking out Schweinsteiger. Oh, what a statement Bayern are making to their illustrious rivals.
Yeah, this won't go down well at all with the Dortmund faithful. 2-0 down early in the match. With next week's cup final beckoning, it could be a difficult afternoon for Dortmund.
Here comes Dede. Bundled over by Christian Lell on the recovery. Clear foul there on the Brazilian by Lell. Opportunity for about the first time in the match, just about now, for Dortmund to put some pressure on that Bayern defence from a set piece. Marauding left back Dede is okay. Big men are forward. Hummels is there, Burns is there. It's Alexander Fry over the set piece. He'll swing this in with his right foot at pace. Very well defended inside the area by Luca Toni. Well, the work ethic in Toni is remarkable. There he sends it back in. That's much too long and no problem at all. Oliver Kahn. Luca Toni's contribution quite remarkable. Back winning that defensive header, and then he was involved in this Superb pass, beautifully weighted pass.
Yeah, look at Tony's very important in both boxes, as you say, in the air. Also causes problems for the defence. With his technique, his touch, holds the ball up well. He's a very important player for the team.
Well, before this match, 85% of Bayern Munich's goals in the league were scored by players signed last summer.
Yeah, and I think that is very significant. They have invested heavily this season, Bayern Munich. They've made the right choices in their signing policies, and that has paid off this season.
Here's Fry. Well, trying to take on Kahn from distance on the volley. Well, he got his first goal of the season last week against Leverkusen. Poor return for a player of his quality. Reflecting perhaps Thomas Doll's difficulties with his Dortmund side to get them playing the way he wants. Thomas Doll, 3 matches as a player against Hitzfeld, lost all 3, goal difference 10-1. So very much a bogey figure to Doll. It's Hitzfeld so far. Now Tinga. Christian Barnes has Dede free on the left. It's Kringer. Barnes again. Dortmund now simply trying to settle into the game, get some passing going. A shell shocked at the start of the game. Kringer's pass well intercepted there by Van Boyten. This is Roberto. Oh, superb play by the Brazilian. Eased off the ball by Kale. Oh, Dortmund not at all happy about that, but it did appear to be a foul. Look, he muscles on there. Rattles with him around the midriff area. Well, it's Kale coming in laterally with a handoff. This seems a bit of a foul to me.
It's incredible to think that Roberto is 34 years old. Unbelievable fitness considering he's played the majority of games for Bayern this season.
Tony's offside. A very good call again by the assistant. A tight one, but an accurate one. Oh, I'm sure they can scarcely believe this, these Bayern supporters. The last 2 matches in the league, they've gone behind. In fact, at the Getafe match, they've gone behind the last 3 consecutive matches. Came back to get a draw at Nuremberg, right enough, but good victory last week against Bochum, and an incredible rescue act against Getafe. This is Kringer. Held up by Sagnol. Play switch here to Degen. Now Tinga, ever present in the Dortmund side this season. Tinga, the only player to play every match. That's good play by Demichelis. Excellent close control of a big man. Hummels. Challenge made by Van Boyten. This is Nelson Valdez. He's penalised for handball. For confirmation, the Bayern back 4 is Lell, Van Boyten, Demichelis and Lam. In midfield, they have Sagnol, Otto, Roberto and Schweinsteiger, with Podolski playing off Tony up front. This is Schweinsteiger. Off goes Roberto through the middle. Protected there by Burns, the goalkeeper. There's Ziegler again. A poor pass back that by Dede, put him in trouble.
Yeah, it was a short pass back, also not on the favoured foot of Ziegler.
That's good sharp passing again from Bayern. The turn attempted by Roberto for Lell, didn't come off. Here's Tinga. This is Dagan coming forward for Dortmund. Good pass to find Nelson Valdez. Paraguayan against the Argentinian. Goal kick it'll be. Well, Nelson Valdez hugging that right-hand side of the Dortmund attack, but struggling very hard to make an impression.
That's very difficult against Dave Michaelis in great form, such a strong defender.
Thomas Doll at the edge of his technical area. Well, results like this, if it continues this way against a major rival, kind of results that could put coaches in trouble.
Yeah, it might put him under a little bit of pressure. I think the team have improved a little bit since Van Marwijk last season. They aren't in a position they'd want to be. Mid-table is really not good enough for a team like Borussia Dortmund. They need to be in the top 6 at least.
That's too long from Van Boyten, straight through to Mark Ziegler in goal. Van Boyten starting for the 12th time this season only. The league for Bayern. Lucio and Michaelis very much the preferred starting partnership. Oh, that's great play by Tony again. It's number 3 for Bayern. Look at Tony. Oh, they can't believe that. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge there, the president, looks on. He can't stop scoring. 2 in midweek in Spain. Another again. That's his 17th in the league for Bayern this season. 12 others, making a total of 29. Wonderful play again from Tony.
Yeah, as we said, it's a great finish. It looked as if his first touch wasn't out of his feet. Had to adjust his feet, readjust his feet, and it hits him outside of his boot. Perfect technique into the back post, and again the goalkeeper's got no chance.
Truly remarkable opening to the match for Bayern Munich. Well, the stadium announcer relishes that. The Luca Toni chant around the stadium again as Lel heads for the byline, overhits that. It really has been as an impressive an opening spell as we've seen all season.
Yeah, it's a fantastic opening spell for Bayern. Although last week against Bochum, when they had 10 men, they were very impressive. They dominated a team with 11 men, whilst they had 10, and that was due to their good work rate. The touch and their passing, as you see here. Look at Tony. It's a fantastic finish outside the right boot. Goalkeeper's got no chance. But Bayern are just carrying on the form of last week when they had 10 men with 11 men. They're even more destructible.
Wow, this really does make such an impact on the build-up to next week's cup final, because it's a brand new game, and I'm sure Dortmund will be very relieved of that. They may well be relieved they're playing so quickly against Bayern. Shouldn't write them off too early in this match, because one goal could make a big difference. There goes Petric to the deck. So little chances to make any impression. What a finish for Ottmar Hitzfeld. What a great career he's had. Roberto struggling a little.
Yeah, I think a key area for Dortmund and Bayern today has been in midfield. Tinga, Kale have had no chances to pass the ball out, keep possession. Roberto, Otto, Schweinsteiger have all been working very hard. Lel also in the wide right area to make possession theirs. And as a result, they've had a grip in the game, and Dortmund haven't.
There's Lel's pass to Otto. And of course, it makes some difference too to the players on the Bayern side who are not playing. Mark van Bommel suspended, looking on. What a thought he must have. Lucy, I'm sure, will be pretty confident of his place coming back in defence. But Miriaslav closer looks on at this and thinks, how am I going to get back in this side?
Yeah, there's a great deal of competition for places at Bayern Munich. They don't have a massive squad. They've probably got a tight squad of 18, a nucleus of 18. But the competition amongst that 18 squad is very, very fierce.
All this going on without Frank Ribéry.
Yeah, I think Frank Ribéry, of course, is a key player for Bayern Munich, and for him not to be on the field and Bayern playing so well, 3-0 up, it's a testament to the players in the squad that Bayern have.
Schweinsteiger's corner kick. It's well defended inside the area by Kringa. Good, solid defensive header. Petric too, way back in defence, helping out. Christian Lell will take the throw. There's a foul by Lell. Referee allowing advantage here with Petric in possession. Kale now can pick out Dagan on the right. Lamb comes to meet him. Good ball by Fry. Cross goes to McGillis. Totally decisive. Podolski's pass, great play. Tony to Schweinsteiger. This is Roberto. Dede comes across. Still Roberto, waits for support. Comes from Luca Toni. It's goal number 4 for Bayern. Stunning approach play there from Bayern, and the deadliest of finishes.
Yeah, it's incredible play again by Bayern Munich. The passing is so sharp, the players are all in the move, they feel sharp themselves. Great play by Di Michaelis, just chips the ball forward. It's a fantastic ball up, great layoff. Again, Roberto makes a great run. The weight of the pass is exquisite, and you think Roberto's going to take the shot on. He doesn't, holds the ball up, wait for Luca Toni, and bang. No mistakes from Luca Toni, 4-0.
Well, this is absolutely sensational football from Bayern Munich. Luca Toni gets his second of the match. He's been involved in everything. Key role in the first two, the scorer of the next two. Now, where did Dortmund go from here? Absolutely remarkable. So Sebastian Kerr, now Tinga. Nelson Valdez could make more headway there. Lamb steps in. Well, for Thomas Doll too, Neil must be huge concern about the way in which his defence has been sliced wide open by some marvellous passing play.
Yeah, it has been a concern. I don't think it's particularly strong central defensive partnership, Wurns and Hummels. I think Wurns is getting on a little bit in terms of his fitness and his sharpness. Hummels is a young player, he's been playing reasonably well, but he's not really quite got the experience. When you compare Van Boyten and Di Michaelis, which is a strong defensive partnership, to Hummels and Wurns, I think the 4-0 scoreline reflects that difference.
Well, 4 goals in the opening quarter of the match. Was a chance. Bit of bumping and barging though. Free kick's been given to Bayern. Pushing inside the area there was Hummels who came forward to attempt the header. Here's the goal again. Brilliant play by Tony to Schweinsteiger. Look at the quality of that pass and a run from Roberto. Dede came to face him. Burns was marking space and nothing else, but Tony arrived.
Yeah, it's a fantastic goal. Roberto does ever so well to hold the ball up. Look at Tony, you've got to credit him. Makes a run into the box. He wants to score more goals, and he does just that.
Oh, staggering play from Bayern. Absolutely staggering. Well, Roberto, scorer of the second goal, and the creator of that one. Real team play to produce these goals.
Yeah, I think also you've got to credit Di Michaelis and Van Boyten to a lesser extent in the back. They've defended well so far. Di Michaelis started that move with a challenge and a good pass, chip pass. And Bayern do have a solid foundation, a solid base at the back.
In goes Dede with a strong challenge. Well, Thomas Doll must be utterly bemused. This heel team is being unbelievable, the way in which his side has been overrun in the opening 25 minutes.
Yeah, I think he's made his choices today to play particular players. He had the opportunity to play Błaszczykowski perhaps at right back, had the opportunity to play Robert Kovac at central defence. He's chosen other players and perhaps it's backfired on him somewhat.
Well, now, another set piece for Bayern. There'll be no end to the misery for Dortmund. Schweinsteiger again flying it in. Another good attempt on goal. This time by Martin de Michelis. They just can't handle him.
That's a fantastic opportunity for de Michelis. I think Verns loses his marker. De Michelis is just under the ball. It's almost a free header inside the 6-yard box.
Well, it's knockout week on Setanta Sports, and next Saturday evening, DFB German Cup final. It's these two again, Dortmund against Munich. 7 o'clock Saturday, Setanta Sports 2. It will have to be very different for Dortmund. Well, just checking through the league season, and look at Tony. I don't think he's managed a hat-trick in the league this season. Certainly managed 4 in the UEFA Cup at home in December against Salonika of Greece. A 6-0 win. 4 tap-ins there were too, not quite the same required quality as they have been in this match. This is Roberto. Wrestled off the ball by Dede.
I don't suppose he'll bother too much. Fellow Brazilian making a challenge.
Everybody looks on. I bet he wishes he was involved. No, wrong. Tony does have a hat-trick. He had a hat-trick against Hanover back in February. Scored all 3 in a 3-0 win. And there's this finish again. This is de Michelis. Sagnol caught out of midfield there by Tinga. Nelson Valdez can break. Nothing going right for Dortmund. This Sagnol. Neat and tidy play again from Lamb. Characteristic play from Lamb. Ottel switching the move to the right. There's Podolski. Good tackle there by Verns. Very well timed. And Alexander Frey. It's help catch from Sebastian Kehl. Very good, sharp interception again in defence. Well, Bayern are playing at full throttle right throughout the side. And Petric unable to control a difficult pass there. Well, the only man that can do so far has been Oliver Kahn. It really is football, Neil, of the very highest quality.
Yeah, it really is the highest quality. Good sharp passing, one touch, good movement, and the finishing has been absolutely amazing finishing. Look at Tony in particular, 2 excellent finishes.
Starting again with de Michelis. Schweinsteiger to Zeraberto, who's caught on the touchline there. Well, food for thought for Miroslav Klose. Hasn't quite turned out to be the dream move he not had expected. As he watches replay for Tony's goal.
I think in some ways, though, he'd be happy to play at Bayern. He's going to win a league championship this season, by the looks of it.
Well, he's 30th year now, Klose. He's not a youngster.
He's also got a good 2 or 3 seasons ahead of him.
Strong challenge there by Kehl on Ottel, penalised by referee Merck. Well, half hour of football of the dream variety, I would say, for Bayern Munich, and total nightmare for Thomas Doll. Well, reflecting there on what he can do at half-time, what can he say to that beleaguered side? They'll be very fortunate to win with only 4 goals behind at half-time, the way Bayern are playing. Here's Schweinsteiger. Oh, the loose balls falling to men in red. Schweinsteiger's pass. Strains their careless one. This is Tinga. Supported by Dede. Kehl to Verns. Well, he'll be smarting as the captain of this side. Not used by any means to being torn apart like this. 35 years old now, Burns, international defender. That's great play again from Bayern. Here comes Roberto. Podolski to his left, going through the middle. Misunderstanding. Podolski saying he wanted that in the inside left channel. But in fairness to Roberto, Tony was in that area. Podolski really should have gone on the diagonal.
Yeah, but I think Podolski's trying to make the point. He's made the run to divert attention from Luca Toni, and Luca Toni was in open space if Roberto had made that option.
Hummels with the pass. This is Dagan. Cahill forward now to Nelson Valdez. Nothing going right for Dortmund. Well, the body language not good around the players. Lamb confident enough to play it across his own penalty box. Allow Lell to start another Bayern attack on the right-hand side. It's an amazing selection, that Willy Sagnol in midfield. When you think that Toni Kroos is available, 18-year-old.
Yeah, I think it's also a statement to Willy Sagnol that he's no longer first choice right back.
Good play by Valdez. Petric. That's good defending again. Michaelis and Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger deserves great credit. He was back there working hard. Well, yeah, scoreline reverberating around Germany. So early in the match, 22 minutes, 4 goals from Bayern Munich. No reply from Dortmund. Must be very difficult, I would suggest, for the Bayern players to maintain this, though, Neil. The game well and truly won already. Here comes Podolski. Still a number of players like Podolski with something to prove.
Yeah, and so far they do look as if they've still got the appetite for the game, although they're 4-0 up. They're still doing the right things. They're working hard to win the ball back, and when they've got possession of the ball, they make sharp passes.
Now Schweinsteiger. Space on the far side for Lell. Kringe goes to close him down. Boyd with Roberto. Good angle taken up there by Michaelis. That's good play. Clumsy first touch by Podolski. Now Cahill for Dortmund. Dede to his left. He just did not get out of the blocks, Dortmund, did he?
Yeah, they didn't start well at all. I think Bayern dominated the early exchanges. They worked hard to win the ball. Dortmund's passing's been slack, to say the least.
Good work there by Schweinsteiger. Hummels having to show his strength, determination. Did well. Taken in well by Kringe. This is Petric. Couldn't get that beyond the first defender. Major problem that for Petric. And Van Boyten. Positional play was good. It was likely to be a strange game, this one. I don't think anyone could have expected that blitz from Bayern at the start.
Yeah, I think we expected a bit of cat and mouse, a few changes in either lineup. Perhaps a bit cagey game given the fact they're playing next week in the final. But Bayern had other intentions. They started the game very positively. And they've got the rewards.
Corner kick to Dortmund, an opportunity to reduce the deficit. What a chance there it was for Hummels coming in. Couldn't control the header, but got up well to that. He's a very powerful figure in the heart of the penalty box.
Yeah, I think it's a good test for him to play against Bayern. In Munich, it's a very difficult game to play. He's such a young player, he needs experience. He's getting experience at Dortmund. And as you say, he's got the physical strength to play central defender. He's done well to win the ball on that occasion. Can't direct it on goal.
Khan was just struggling a little coming out for that. I think his last few matches in professional football, Oliver Khan, to retire in the summer, and looks to go out with perhaps a treble. It could be German Cup, Bundesliga, and UEFA Cup. What a way to finish that would be. Here's Petric. Well, hopeful, but worth the effort, I think, from Mladen Petric.
Yeah, it was worth the effort. He scored a few goals from long range this season, Petric. At least it counts as an attempt on goal. Dortmund haven't had many of them this afternoon.
But in dreamland, these Bayern supporters, doesn't come any better than this. Major rivals and playing at the absolute peak of their form. Gives Otmar Hitzfeld the chance to at half-time, Neil, to freshen up the side completely and take off some key men.
Yeah, there's a possibility whether it does at half-time or maybe 10 or 15 minutes into the second half. We shall see, but it does give them that option.
This is Schweinsteiger, who's played very well in the match so far. Well, there's going to have to be a very long, tough week of preparation for this cup final next week for Dortmund in particular. I just wonder how Thomas Tuchel goes about that, Neil.
Yeah, I think it'll be very difficult for him. His job as a coach is to lift the team in the wake of defeats. It's a very tough defeat to take so far, and I think he needs to really try and lift and motivate his team. Every game is a new game. It's a cup final, it's a different game, but I think he needs to try and get more out of his squad.
Schweinsteiger's down, and it's turned out by Alexander Frey. Sporting gesture there by the Dortmund player. Schweinsteiger seems to have taken a bang in the thigh, I think. Frey certainly became a lot more popular among the Bayern supporters. They turned that out. Well, he was caught there by Tinga in the thigh. Well, it might be a dead leg eventually, that.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be too much damage. Tinga's a competitive player and he's prone to such challenges.
Well, a debate going on among these Dortmund players. Too little, too late, I suspect. Sebastian Kehl at the heart of it all with his conversation with Tinga and Dede. It is Kehl. Dede to Tinga. Kringa helps it on. Petric. Dede again. This is good play from Dortmund. Fullback Kringa was well performed. That's a very clumsy challenge by Tinga. Obvious foul, a free kick's been given. Schweinsteiger comes back. Well, he won't want to miss too much of this fiesta, which Bayern are enjoying. Fiesta in terms of football. Difference too, Neil, is every player wants on the ball when it's like this.
Yeah, the confidence is high amongst the Bayern Munich players at the moment. They're on a winning streak. They're used to winning games, and now 4-0 up against their big rivals. They all want to be involved.
Lam was well tackled there by Valdez. Can't understand why he wants to wrestle for the ball, which is certainly not his. Great layoff there by Otto, and a bit of determination shown again by Nelson Valdez. Off goes Degen on the run. They won't get there ahead of the Michaelis. Little hold up here as Degen's way further back, and a suggestion that some attention may be required on one of the players down there, but that's been waved aside. Very relaxed occasion. Hitzfeld acknowledging the chants in his favour from the crowd. Former Dortmund coach, of course, and a legendary Dortmund coach at that, won the Champions League with Dortmund. '97. And the header away there. So Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, a great player of the pass for Bayern Munich in Germany, looks on. Very relaxed fashion. Finished by Ziegler. Gives possession back to Bayern. Philipp Lahm using the Michaelis. Van Buiten's had no real opportunity to demonstrate his defensive abilities in this match. It's been all Bayern. Lell once again. Loose ball challenge for by Tony and Dede. Very clumsy and good work by Dede. Shrugging aside the Italians' attempts at a tackle. It's well won by Lahm. Here's Roberto. Tinga does the back for Burns. This is Dede now. Dortmund determined to suffer no more damage before half-time. There are clear signs, though. The edge has got off Bayern. No surprise in that. Degen comes forward on the right. Goes inside Schweinsteiger. This is Nelson Valdez. Much better play from Dortmund. There's Kringer flying into the box from midfield to support, forcing Van Buiten to make the challenge. The last touch, though, came from the Dortmund player, Kringer. Goal kick.
It was better play from Dortmund. Bayern are very strong at the back. Don't concede many goals, especially at home.
Trying to take a philosophical approach, it would appear, Thomas Doll. Must be hurting very badly, though, watching this abject Dortmund performance against top-class opposition. There's Dede. Now Christian Burns. It's a good pass. Finds Degen. Kale comes short. Kringer like to try and play that into the area first time. These are Dortmund supporters chanting defiantly there. They know they're going to have an opportunity in a week's time, or in 6 days' time, to try to reverse this. Actually makes the cup final even more fascinating, Neil.
Yeah, it gives it added spice. Dortmund, if they lose heavily today, they'll have an even bigger point to prove. They'll be in neutral ground, so they'll consider themselves to have a chance. It's a new game.
Still some work to do before then, though. Full midweek card in the Bundesliga. Clear weekend next weekend for the cup final, and a full card Tuesday and Wednesday evening to come. So more work to be done before these two sides meet again. Bayern go to Frankfurt in midweek. And Dortmund entertain Hannover 96 in midweek. And then it's all about Saturday evening, 7 o'clock. So on Setanta Sports, not to be missed. Just as this first half had not to be missed, sensational play from Bayern Munich. Goals from Podolski, Ziriberto, Luca Toni with 2. Half-time, it's Bayern 4, Dortmund 0.
Copa Libertadores live on Setanta Sports.
Wonderfully taken goal, precision
pinpoint finishing.
Great shot! Oh, what a goal! Absolutely brilliant!
Copa Libertadores this Thursday morning, live on Setanta Sports. FIFA 2010 World Cup qualifiers live on Setanta Sports.
Steven Gerrard!
Kane! What a strike!
Kevin Doyle gives Ireland the lead! And a marvellous goal from Fabio Bayern.
European and South American FIFA 2010 World Cup qualifiers live on Setanta Sports. SetantaSports.com, your place for up-to-the-minute breaking sports news, analysis, highlights, play-by-play match reports, live coverage of all the big games and interviews with players and managers from across the sporting spectrum. Daily special features such as 11 at 11 and Roy of the Rovers. For all your daily sports news, log on to SetantaSports.com. It's a month for champions this May on Setanta Sports. In football, the top leagues in Europe will be decided. Euro 2008 warm-up games and the Scottish FA Cup final. In rugby, the Guinness Premiership and Magners League come to a conclusion. In boxing, the WBO Super Featherweight title fight. And in Gaelic games, the Provincial Championships from Croke Park. Champions Month this May on Setanta Sports.
A stunning opening burst for Bayern Munich, producing 4 goals, and Dortmund left in tatters in that spell. Some suggestion there'll be some changes here because Oliver Kahn was looking a little bit inconvenienced before he went off at half-time. Here he goes. He wasn't the happiest of men. He's pointing there to his neck or his back. He's not coming out. Michael Rensing is going to come on for the second half. He's been warming up right throughout the interval, so that's one change made, perhaps not one which Bourissia wanted to have to make, but he's going to have to do that. Rensing is coming on. There he is, and I wonder who else may come on. Klimovic and Kovac are coming on, I think, is it? Klimovic is certainly coming on for Dortmund, and they're also going to bring on one other. It's going to be Kovac was warming up there. Let's just double check on that. And it's Robert Kovac is going to the heart of the defence. No surprise. There's Michael Rensing, highly regarded young goalkeeper, German under 21 international. He's been in the shadows of Oliver Kahn for his entire career here, but looking forward, no doubt, to his big opportunity next season. Kovac and Klimovic, 2 very experienced players coming on here for Dortmund. No real surprise, I'm sure. These changes were required. Kovac going to the defence to replace Max Julius Hummels. He's going to partner Christian Werner's a very elderly central defensive partnership. Total age 69.
Yeah, it's an incredibly old central defensive partnership. I think that's been part of the problem for Dortmund this season.
Well, Kovac, Croatian international, but even there we saw him play at Hampden Park recently and struggle somewhat. Oliver Kahn was in doubt before the match here, so it's no real surprise, I suppose, that he has had to make way for Rensing with next week's cup final and a midweek match to come. So here's Klimovic, who is always something of a threat up front. He is going to start this second half with Alexander Frey. Dortmund will be looking to restore a little bit of pride, a little bit of self-respect in the second half. There's Kringa now on the left-hand side of midfield. Tinga inside him. It's back here with Dede. Played forward again by Dede. And the player going up is Petric and Hummels for Dortmund. And perhaps that's kind to Hummels to take him off. Rensing replacing Kahn in goal. And welcome yet another rare opportunity for the youngster to get in goal for Bayern. Certainly will be hoping he is #1 for next season. So Klimovic and Buckley coming on. It's not Buckley, that's not Buckley, that is undoubtedly Robert Kovac playing at centre back. There certainly was some confusion down there with the port official about who was coming on and who wasn't. Challenge there on Dagan by Demichelis. Klimovic is a big target here. Alexander Vrij entrusted again with the delivery from the right. It's a good ball and a fine header this time by Valdez. Easily taken by Rensing. That'll do his confidence a world of good to have a nice, comfortable, safe catch here.
Yeah, I'll welcome that round of applause from the crowd. Easy catch for Rensing, but you've got to credit his positioning.
Klimovic, Argentinian up front. And he also is a very experienced player, 33 years old. Here's Kringa. Lel's pass out was slack and careless. Tinga forward. Tinga again. There's Kringa trying to get away from Lel. Hopefully looking towards the referee, but looking in vain. Munich's throw again. It's going to be Christian Lel who'll take this. Look at Tony's come very short to get involved. Good work there by Vrij. Here's Kringa. Now Tinga. That's good work by Tinga. And scrambled away there only as far as Sebastian Kehl, who had that shooting chance. Didn't relish the little late challenge there by Bastian Schweinsteiger.
Yeah, it's a good start to the second half by Dortmund. Kehl takes it on the volley, left foot volley, with no trouble really for Rensing in goal.
Well, Thomas Doll is certainly taking some decisive action. And young Hummels coming off, I think, must be much more to do with the fact that he is a Bayern Munich player than anything else, because he, by no means, was one of the poorer players in the first half. Petric did not get a kick in that first half, so it's no real surprise to see him off. That's Roberto and Schweinsteiger, supported well by Lamb. Podolski couldn't help it on. Good cover again provided by Demichelis. It's a very fine clearance by Rensing. Straight to the feet of Schweinsteiger. Well, just listen to the crowd, how much they appreciate this performance. I'd love to see Tony get his hat-trick, Neil.
Yeah, it'd be great for Luca Toni to get his third goal. He's played ever so well today. He's held the ball up and involved his teammates where he can.
Lucio walking along the sideline. I don't think we'll see him before the end. No real reason for him to come on, but men like Schlaudraff must be very hopeful. Since such little action in Bayern colours since coming here. This is Dagan. And now Tinga. Dede forward for Kringa. These are very proud players. Players who don't like to lose matches. Men like Tinga and Dede and Kringa don't like to lose.
I think it's important in the second half for Bourissia Dortmund. Okay, they're 4-0 down. If they can perform well in the second half, then it does give Bayern something to think about for next.
Well, I think that this is an an even more fascinating cup final now in the light of this performance by Bayern Munich against Dortmund. A long week for both clubs, obviously, with these matches in midweek, but for Dortmund in particular, they'll have to apply their minds to means whereby they can compete much better in the cup final than they have so far here. That's Tony's pass, off goes Sagnol. Covering player was Dede. Philippe Lam. Christian Lell well forward there. Encouraged by the goal he scored last week against Bochum, no doubt. Well, remains something of a carnival here in the Allianz Arena. All occasioned by these magnificent goals in the opening quarter. This is Klimovic, though. Made that easy for his countryman, Demichelis.
Yeah, reads the ball, reads the game so well. Demichelis, Klimovic perhaps doesn't have the legs he used to have, but he's still a threat inside the box.
He's a major threat inside the box for Dortmund. It's a very good decisive punch by Rensing. Very hard on him if Bayern go into the transfer market and bring in a big-name goalkeeper to replace Kahn. Don't give him an opportunity, at least.
Yeah, it would be very harsh on him. He's had some chances this season. He's performed admirably when he has played this season. But a club like Bayern Munich do sometimes tend to sign big-name players. So perhaps Rensing will suffer from that fate.
This is Tinga. They must have a very good impression of his abilities, though, from all his time in Munich and work with Oliver Kahn, who will undoubtedly have a pretty strong opinion on his abilities. This is Roberto. Now Sagnol, turned away by Dede. He wasn't happy there with Alexander Fry, Dede, giving him an earful. Demichelis lost to come forward. Now Sagnol. Looking for Tony. Difficult one for Tony to direct on goal.
Yeah, I thought perhaps look at Tony. He's trying to find Lell at the back post. I think both Dortmund defenders have gone to the ball. Lell's free. It's a good touch by Kovac, in actual fact, to defend the ball against Luca Toni.
Schweinsteiger unable to get over the ball there for that attempt on goal. Well, I wonder if his performances are affected by his hair colouring, because when he was very blonde a season ago, he was very effective. Then he went back to his natural colour and didn't seem to perform the same. Now he's got a halfway house. Poor attempt on goal. Careless one by Lell. Kale plays it back into the path of Fry. Well, it's crowded out in the end, the combination. Michaelis and Lell. Well, I suspect there will be a bit of freshening of the Bayern side shortly. All the men on the bench, Neil, the one that I have most sympathy for, I must confess, is Jan Schlaudraff, the Alemannia Aachen player who came here last summer with a very high reputation, justifiably so, international player. He's hardly had a touch.
Yeah, it has been difficult for Schlaudraff. He's got good quality, especially on the break. He's got pace. He's not really had many opportunities to show what he can do by me.
Sagnol going forward there, trying to open his account for the season. The offensive figure of Thomas Doll looks on. tough week ahead. Certainly will not be relishing any examination of the sports media tonight and tomorrow in the light of this drubbing at the moment from Bayern Munich. Schweinsteiger did well, very well indeed, then caught by Nelson Valdez, showing a bit of petulance once again to bring him down.
Valdez has been guilty of a few petulant free kicks so far today, and the referee's been very lenient, hasn't awarded the yellow card so far to Nelson Valdez.
Here's Di Roberto, in goes Valdez again. Well, clearly agitated enough to want to fight and battle.
And I think significantly for Dortmund, he's doing all his work in the defensive area, not really doing much in the final third.
Lamb to Van Boyten. Well, Tinga getting in strongly than an Otto. Well, the striking partnership is now Fry and Klimovic for Dortmund, with Valdez wide on the right, Kringle wide on the left. Sebastian Kehl and Tinga in the heart of the midfield. Well, a sore one there, delivered by Klimovic on Van Boyten. The referee Marcus Merck has a word with the Argentinian. And just look at this. Hardly required. This is Valdez again. Fry's given it away there to Lamb, who in turn gives it back to Valdez. This is Schweinsteiger. Forward comes Sagnol. That's a good pass for Lell. Couldn't quite take it on the run. They would have been in real danger if they had been able to do that. Back with Otto. Oh, just touched away from Tony by Kovac. Vital touch by the Croatian defender.
Yeah, it's a good touch again by Kovac. Quite short for a central defender, but his position is reasonably good. He gets the all vital touch.
Bayern's corner kick. There's Toni Kroos warming up for Bayern, 18-year-old. There's a chance here in the first time effort there by Van Boyten. Couldn't quite keep it down. Bit of scrambling in goal there by Ziegler. Going to see Kroos very shortly. Who's coming up, Neil?
I would guess either Schweinsteiger or Lell. Perhaps Schweinsteiger.
How about Sagnol?
I think Schweinsteiger's played more games than Lell and Sagnol, and also I think Kroos may operate in a similar type of area.
This is Dede. Sebastian Kehl couldn't control that. The McGillis. Excellent play again. Lamb to Podolski. Strong challenge by Tinga. This is Lamb again. Possession retained well by Bayern. That's good play by Lell. Really sharp. There's Sagnol. Lell once again. Excellent play involving Lell and Sagnol. A very good delivery. Well, too close to keep it in the end. Couldn't get quite enough on that. More height on that. And Tony was in the far post.
And I think even if it was flatter, perhaps Lell could have got there in the near post, but good play again by Bayern. Good sharp passing.
Van Boyten retrieving his own missed kick. The headed pass back. There's the young man who is destined, in everyone's opinion around Munich, to have a huge future in the game. Van Boyten playing it forward. Here's Here's Sagnol. Touched away again by Kovac from Tony. Podolski to Ziraberto. Kale to Tinka. Robbed neatly by his countryman, Ziraberto. Here's Sagnol. Schweinsteiger. Off goes Podolski, held up by Dagan. Well, decision the referee given here. And it's a free kick, I think, to Dortmund. A chance for this substitution to be made. It is indeed Sagnol who is going off. Handing the captain's armband to Philippe Lam. Very popular figure here, Sagnol, Frenchman. A great opportunity for Toni Kroos to demonstrate his developing skills. Well, the hero of the German youth team. Superstar at every underage level all the way through to this point. The referee catching the attention of Nelson Valdez for that bad tackle again.
Yeah, it's probably the fourth challenge of that ilk in the match by Nelson Valdez.
Well, he could have rolled it off, but now he could have had 2 yellows following these tackles. Here's Kroos.
I'm sure Mark Van Bommel will on the inconsistency of refereeing.
De Michelis. Ottel. Michelis again. Couldn't get that beyond Kovac. Nothing going right for Dortmund in the attacking sense. Here's Ottel. Lots of time to turn. Big out a pass. Ziraberto. Bayern remain completely in control. That must be ominous too for Thomas Doll, looking on, the Dortmund coach, with next week in mind.
Even though they're not at full gas, Bayern are taking it easy, I think, the second half, passing the ball around, but even with that attitude, they're still dominating the game. Good possession of the ball.
Well won by Kovac, striding forward now from central defence. Trying to pick out a good pass here. Well, he's done well, he's created a shooting chance. Well, it's a great chance! Well, Kovac was going for goal, but Kringle really should have scored.
Yeah, I think Kringle's unfortunate. Kovac does ever so well, takes on Van Boyten, beats him with ease. The shot is going wide, but I think if Kringle was more alive, more alert, perhaps it was an easy tap in, and then they had to stretch for it. Unfortunately, can't get it inside the post.
That sums up Thomas Doll's day, I would say. That's what he's thinking too. Why did I get up this morning? Well, the glowering face there of Thomas Doll, with lots of food for thought for the coming matches. Perhaps a good thing they've got another game before they play Munich next week.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. Gives them a chance to get this defeat out of their system, perhaps get a victory, a bit more confidence.
Kringle to Tinga. Tackle made well by Christian Lell. Here's Luca Toni. Excellent pass. Ziraberto's back here, catches out Toni Kroos. All breaks down, a little bit of showboating there perhaps.
Yeah, I think Ziraberto would have been better served just to let the ball run. Toni Kroos was free on the right hand side.
Oh, that's a bad one by Tinga. Oh, it's a nasty one. And straight through, and look at Toni. And you just question that now. Was that what next week in mind?
Yeah, it's a poor challenge by Tingenhoff the first time. A bad touch in midfield. Tries to retrieve his own error. It's a high challenge. Easily a yellow card.
That's a shocker, that. He's lucky, I think. It's only yellow. I'm sure he knew perfectly well who he was going in against. What a major boost that would be if they could have Tony out of the final. Corner kick to come. Work for Ziegler. Tony seems none the worse, gets it back into the danger area. Turned away by Kale. And Roberto has no qualms about the long pass back. One back swiftly there by Schweinsteiger. Here's Luca Toni. That's well blocked by Burns this time. Comes off Luca Toni, but Podolski to chase. He's done well to keep that alive. Otto. Good attempt by Otto, and it's goal number 5 for Bayern Munich. Well, Thomas Doll, I'm sure, can't believe that. Poor goalkeeping this time, but a very good strike on goal by Otto. Well, defiant waving of flags there by the Dortmund supporters. Podolski did well to keep this going, get it back here to Otto.
Yeah, doesn't score many goals, Andy Otto. I think you've got to feel sorry for the goalkeeper, Ziegler. Gets a good hand on it. He really should do better. It's not the best of attempts by Otto. Goalkeeper sees it quite clearly and just doesn't do enough to keep it out.
Had to do better, really, surely, had to do better. It was certainly not good enough goalkeeping. Second goal of the season for Otto. 5-0 to Bayern Munich. Uri Hoeneß and Ottmar Hitzfeld celebrate. This is Lell forward. Kroos couldn't make any progress. Knockout week continuing in the Barclays Premier League. Live, Chelsea against Wigan. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock, Setanta Sports 1. Chelsea challenging for the title. Back with De Michelis. Now Van Boy. All it's missing is a Tony hat-trick now, Neil, for the Bayern supporters.
Yeah, too many opportunities in the second half. Look at Tony, still playing well, holding the ball up, making himself available for crosses. It would be the icing on the cake for him if he was to score his third goal.
Bedlam inside the Allianz, celebrations continue, and a lot of the noise, in fairness, coming from Dortmund travelling supporters. Showing their defiance as Tony again tries to make progress. He's held up well this time by Dagan. Well, Thomas Doll must really consider he's jinxed by the presence of Ottmar Hitzfeld. 5th game against him. No joy at all, just one draw in Dortmund this season. Another change being made now. Is this the new Brazilian superstar? It's Ernesto Sosa who's coming on to replace Schweinsteiger. We're looking to see if Breno was going to get a look in. He's on the bench, but it's Jose Ernesto Sosa replacing Schweinsteiger to give him a breather for next week. The matches to come.
I think it's also an opportunity for Hitzfeld to see Sosa again in competitive action. Hasn't really been a great success since his big money move to Bayern Munich. but it gives them another opportunity to try and display some quality in German football.
Ribery looks on, relishing the prospect of playing in his first German Cup final in a week's time, fitness permitting. Perhaps wondering just what damage he might have done out there, in addition to the Bayern players who have performed so well. Here's Sosa. Back with Lamb. Now to McIllis. Burns with the header out. This is Sebastian Kehl, and Tony almost took that on the run. Frustration. And Nelson Valdez. This is Tinga. I suppose, Neil, that the intervening game midweek is a good thing, especially for Dortmund.
Yeah, it's a great thing for Dortmund. Gives them a chance to go out and win the game, get confidence going into the cup final. Certain players might have a chance to play in the game that haven't been playing today. It may just galvanise the team in preparation for next weekend's cup final.
This is the McIllis. Another away by Kovac, helped on by Kehl to Tinga. Sticking to the task here, Dortmund. Fry with a shot, it's a good attempt. Very good attempt by the Swiss international. And Rensing, very happy to see this go wide. I think he was struggling to get across.
Yeah, it was good play by Fry. Good touch, good effort.
Well, for Otmar Hitzfeld, possibility of an absolutely outstanding end to his Bundesliga career before making way for Jürgen Klinsmann in the summer. Sosa unable to take that on the run, not quite up to the pace of the game yet. This is Dagan. Now Tinga. Sebastian Kehl. Pass misses out Kehl. It was intended for him. Delightfully goal by the skipper, Christian Burns. Free kick's given eventually for the challenge by Klimovic and Zé-Roberto. Hasn't made an impact at all, Klimovic. Nelson Valdez will be replaced now. It's going to be Błaszczykowski coming on for him. Polish wide midfield player. Jakub Błaszczykowski. Oh, it's good running again by Sosa. Too long with a cross though. Retrieved here by Kroos. Full-back turned away there by Burns. So all the subs now committed by Bayern. Still no place for Schlaudraff.
Yeah, Schlaudraff very frustrated sitting on the bench, not a good opportunity to play too often. Sosa's been given more opportunities and not really taking them. Schlaudraff, I feel aggrieved not really to be given the chance.
Yeah, I have some sympathy for him, I must confess, because he looked such a gifted player with Aachen. So gifted he got into the international squad. It's good play by Fry. Had to be turned to safety there by Van Buiten. Good bit of defensive work. Rensing has performed well since coming off for Kahn, with a little he's had to do so far. May have some more pressure applied. That's another good punch out. Back with Dede. Delicate ball in, helped on its way by De Michelis. That'll be a corner kick.
An inviting ball in by Dede. Michaelis dealt with it well, but Klimovic had the opportunity to attack the ball.
Resigned to his fate, Thomas Doll. And by that I mean defeat, heavy defeat in this match. Well, not in any great hurry, Dortmund. It's well defended again by Bayern. Fry can return it. Another good ball in and turned away to safety by Rensing. Could take no chances, it was sneaking into the post.
Yeah, I consider that very good goalkeeping by Rensing. It's a tricky ball in by Fry. Rensing just covers his post.
Does deliver the ball well. Very well indeed. Alexander Fry, that's a slice clearance by Van Buiten, but it's to safety. Probably welcome a chance to get involved here in a defensive sense to make an impression. Referee Marcus Merck not entirely happy with the throw. Allows it to be taken again though. It's back with Burns. Now Sebastian Kehl. Kringer. Just looking at the Sloudruff situation, he hasn't started a match in the league this season. He's come off the bench 5 times.
Yeah, I think given the fact that Bayern win the majority of the games they play, could have perhaps been given some more opportunities.
It's a decent chance for Alexander Fry with his ability.
Yeah, he's had 1 or 2 chances around about the box, Alexander Fry. I think he's getting closer all the time. It's a good technique. Strikes the volley towards goal, but unfortunately doesn't dip enough.
On the other hand, I'm looking at Tony Kroos, who's had 2 starts. He's had on for the 5th time this season. Michael Rensing, too, has played 5 games in the first team this season, while Oliver Kahn was injured. Start of the season. He certainly seems to be trusted by Otmar Hitzfeld. Well, you have to add it to these travelling supporters. They have never lost faith. And of course, football being such a strange game, Neil, it's by no means out of the question that Dortmund can go and win next week.
Yeah, there's no guarantees in football at all, although Bayern have been the dominant force here today. They look as if they have the better players, they look as if they are the better team. There's no guarantees, and each game's different. It's a one-off game, a cup final. The Dortmund players will be motivated to try and get one over on their biggest rivals.
Good work by Kringer, very determined player. It's cut up by Ottel. Lam tidies up at the back. The pressure from Blazikowski. Fingers crossed, there's Lel. That's good play. Very composed indeed, Andreas Ottel. Certainly enjoyed that second goal of the season. The first against Werder Bremen way back at the start of the season. It was a bit special too. Sosa. Nowhere to go, they're running into Tinga. This is Fry. Now Kringer. Kroos steps in. Sosa again. Ottel using the Michaelis behind. Well, since losing to Cottbus middle of March, surprisingly, Bayern have gone 4 games undefeated. Beat Bochum last week with 10 men. Came back in miraculous fashion against Getafe. There's a chance! A very good chance for Luca Toni. One you would expect him to take.
Yeah, it's a great ball into the box by Philipp Lahm. Luca Toni just sets himself up for the header. I think it was a push by Dede, which perhaps knocks Luca Toni off balance, but you'd expect him to score from that distance.
It certainly was pushed while the ball was in the air. Crafty one by Dede. Another great consolation too for Bourissia Dortmund is that they should Bayern win the league, which is virtually certain. They'll have a 10-point lead after this, top to Werder Bremen. Then even losing the cup final would put Dortmund in the UEFA Cup.
Yeah, and it's very important for a club like Borussia Dortmund to play European football. It's a club of great prestige. They need to be playing in Europe on a regular basis.
Well, history certainly doesn't suggest that Dortmund get a lot of joy here. October 1991, the last time they came to Munich, and not to this stadium, to Olympia Stadium, to win. October 1991. There's a header by Roberto. Very good opportunity. Might have got that on target, I think.
Again, it's a textbook training move. Podolski plays a great ball into the box. Good late run by Roberto. Unfortunately, can't get the ball under the bar.
He mistimed that. Definitely mistimed the header.
It's the goal for Luca Toni. Roberto just stands the ball up at the back post, invites Luca Toni to smash home the volley.
Terrific. So 10 points clear. Bayern after this. This is the 28th match, 6 to go. They could win it after match 31. That's Wolfsburg, isn't it? Felix Magath would be Wolfsburg coach to watch his former team win the title, potentially. You did that himself as Bayern coach. That's good, brilliant play that by Roberto once again. He really is a revelation in the middle of the field there for Bayern. Here's Pride. Lazikowski. Pride once again. Now Dede. Held up by young Kroos, goes past him very easily. Kale's pass. Well, that's good play. Excellent play by Dortmund until a stumble by Klimovic in the box. Best bit of passing play they've offered in the match so far. Well, looks to me as though Bayern have put the tools away now. Seeing the game out, contemplating the next match in midweek, and the build up to the final. Hectic programme they're involved in right now. Lazikowski, interception made by Demichelis. He still plays with terrific energy and enthusiasm. Demichelis. Sosa's pass finds Podolski. This is for Luca Toni. Oh, it's a great chance he gave himself. The first touch set him up for the volley. Not sure it was intentional, but he did have a very good chance. Mark Van Bommel up there with Miroslav Klose. Van Bommel suspended.
Yeah, the first touch did set himself up well. Bonds has really no answer against Luca Toni today, and unfortunately for the hat-trick, Luca Toni can't quite direct the volley on target.
Great chance. Klimovic holding up Van Boyten. Lazikowski did well. This is Degen. Tinga to Kale. Now Kringer. Kringer again, leaving it to Dede. Dortmund enjoying some possession late in the match. Certainly boost their confidence, especially if they can get a breakthrough and score consolation goal. Kringer now. Back with Dede. That's excellent play by Lamb. Supremely confident play by the fullback. He really has responded extremely well to the arrival of Marcel Janssen. from Gladbach last summer.
Yeah, I think in the early stage of the season, Philipp Lahm wasn't playing very well at all, and he has responded well to the challenge from Marcel Janssen. He's been used also at right back, so he's a very important player for Bayern Munich.
Fry turning it back, Mazikowski linking with him. That's good play by Mazikowski. Kale demands the ball in the middle. On the left is Dede, inevitably. Now Kringer. Oh, such a disappointment. Fry thought he had support behind him. Good work by Kringer. Sosa, Ziraberto, Otto. Sosa again. Too far ahead of Podolski. Well, he's the man that started it all, Podolski, with a top-class goal in 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's an incredible finish by Lukas Podolski. He's drifted in and out of the game, but he has shown quality in certain stages.
Inside the Allianz Arena has been relentless right from the start. Of course, the Bayern supporters initially having so much to shout about. Good ball in, another fine attempt on goal. Oh, once again, Fry misses out. Just been that way all afternoon for Thomas Doll's team.
Yeah, it has been, I think, given a little bit of luck today. Perhaps Dortmund could have pulled back 2 or 3 goals.
Well, I must confess, if I was Thomas Doll, I'd be highlighting the chances they have created against Bayern for next week's cup final.
Yeah, I think Klimovich had a chance. Kringer in the back post couldn't quite get to a chance. Rice had a couple of shots from the edge of the box, and that good opportunity missed.
Well, we're looking for positives. Preparation for next week. That's a bad tackle by Ziraberto. Well out of reach. They're lucky if he escapes a yellow. He's not going to escape one, and rightly so. Scorer of a superb goal, Ziraberto, early in the match. He's played extremely well. Outstanding midfield player.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player, Ziraberto. Great energy, good pass to the ball, good touch, supports his front players, can score goals.
Set piece here for Alexander Fry. Rinsing on his line now. Disappointing ball by Fry. Neither one thing nor another. Yeah, there's going to be some team selection issues for Otmar Hitzfeld in midweek in particular. He has the option now, 10-point lead in the league. He must believe he's in a comfortable enough position. Perhaps to leave out men like Ziraberto here, one of the senior pros, give him a break before the cup final. Certainly want him in the final, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's also the chance he can bring players back if they're fit. Van Bommel, closer, can come back into the team. Perhaps Laudraff will get a chance eventually to make a start.
Here's Ziraberto, back it comes towards Luca Toni. He was trying to set him up for the hat-trick, no doubt about that. Some wonderful play again, Philipp Lahm on that left-hand side. He does so well for a right-footed left-back in the attacking sense.
Yeah, Philipp Lahm has been excellent today, as if the majority of Bayern Munich players have all performed their tasks ever so well. Dave Michaelsen and Van Boyten at the back have been strong.
Well, a reminder, you're just tuning in to the second half of this game, and it was all over 22 minutes at that time. Bayern has scored 4 times here. Look at Toni. Oh, looking for the hat-trick in very spectacular fashion.
Yeah, just such a good player, Luca Toni, so strong. Defenders find it difficult to cope with his size. He's got a great touch, holds the ball up, great touch to set himself up for the overhead kick. Decent technique, just misjudged it. Settles beyond the post of Mark Ziegler.
Very cheeky attempt on goal there by Luca Toni. Well, the goals early in the game came from an absolute cracker from Podolski in 3 minutes. Then Ziraberto has got a wonderful team goal starting him deep inside the Munich half, and then Luca Toni got a couple of goals, both in different ways outstanding, until Otto won in the second half. Dortmund and simply no answer. Here's Luca Toni again. This is Kale intercepting. Can't imagine referee Marcus Berg will add too much time on here. With no stoppage for injury, it's all been substitutions only. And in Germany, they don't tend to allow too much time for that. Thomas Dahl, real food for thought for next week. In fact, there's no additional time. On the 90th minute, the whistle goes. Luca Toni, the start again for Bayern Munich. They won comfortably by 5 goals to 0. It's a great rehearsal for Bayern Munich for next week.